Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. On the channel today, I'm checking out the vintage Stalker Predator from KENNER's line of Predator action figures in 1994. These days, we have about 100 different Predator action figures in the market from over a dozen different manufacturers. But the KENNER figures will always be special because these were the first ever to be released and into a marketplace that could never have expected them to ever even be made. The package has a shot of the Predator in full radioactive glowing mode, springing for attack. Now this, I suppose, is a much more fun way of depicting them instead of the super violent monsters that we saw them as in the movies. The back of the card has tiny photos that show you how all of the accessories fit onto your Predator action figure, and you also get a hint here of how this thing is going to look like when it's glowing. Additionally, you also get a cross-sell of most of the Predator action figures that were released up to that point. That's right. And then you also get another cross-sell that shows you their evil enemies, the aliens. There's a description at the top here that explains the conflict, and of course the Predators are being positioned as the heroes of the story. And I like how this narration starts out calmly, but it ends up in hysterics. Can the Predators stop the evil aliens before the galaxy is destroyed? And then you get 3 sets of question marks and exclamation marks. It's like at the last bit there, they just went crazy. Now this thing sure does look beautiful sealed on card like this, and I hate the thought of ripping out that bubble. Good thing I don't have to, because we do have a couple of spares on hand. That's right. Now this thing does come in that funky Kenner Toys pose. You get like one leg stretch outwards and one leg positioned to the back, so you're gonna have to find that sweet spot, all right, because it's got a dynamic pose here and limited articulation, so yeah, you're gonna have to balance it a little bit, but generally, you know, if you just position it like this and only like this, the thing will stand up. All right, it's got a lot of great detail, I gotta say, a far more detail than most of the other Predators, a lot of which were actually reused from similar molds. This one's a little bit more unique. That face sculpt is just seething with pure demonic fury. It's a very different look, and you've got this sort of like horns here that kind of look like those on a ram of some kind. Very, very different. The rest of the figure actually has got a lot of interesting parts here. On the arm here, you see that it's been having a lot of fun killing aliens because there's an alien tail attached here to his arm. Yeah, like a full alien tail that's been sliced out. On the chest here, you actually get an alien head that's been embedded there, right? I kind of wish that the colors on these were a little bit more detailed, but I think that they went with sort of a more uniform look to not really distract you from the glow-in-the-dark parts. Okay, so yeah, overall, you know, this thing's got some very, very interesting detail all the way down to the back, and almost the entire body glows in the dark. Now what I kind of realized is that I actually have 2 spares of this figure, and the colors actually on both of them are different. If you notice the one here, the colors, especially on the alien skull here, are actually darker. The one that I was putting up for the review actually has a more kind of like a sort of like a shinier look to it, while the other one is a little bit more just darker. You notice that? Can you see that? You know, it goes all the way on all of the painted parts, including the hands here as well. You see that? Now, what's also even more interesting is that if I were to compare it to the one that's sealed on card, you can see that the one that's carded is also of a different color, right? The one that's in the card there has got much more of a orange, a lighter orange tone. Can you see that? You know, 3 different figures with 3 different color tones. What do you make of that? This thing comes with a removable mask that's very cool looking. It's a very different mask from any of the other Predators, I believe. This thing glows as well. And you see that once you've attached it onto the Predator's face, it adds a contrast to the horns, okay, that are on the Predator's head. It's like, you know, you've got the horns that are on the Predator's head are angled towards the back, whereas the ones that are on the Predator's helmet are angled towards the front and headed downwards. It's just a very contrasting look. I think it looks fantastic. This thing looks better actually with the helmet on. Among the other accessories, you get a handheld missile launcher that the Predator can hold on to, And you also get a set of spears, actually 3 spears, but this loose set only has 2. These fit into the launcher and can be shot out of it. The backpack on the rear of the Predator figure has slots for you to insert both spears so you can have them stored there neatly, and I really like the fact that they included this feature with the toy, so everything's organized, you don't have spears like all over the place. Now once your Predator action figure is fully accessorized, this is how it looks like, ready for combat. And you can have him with the handheld launcher positioned like this, and this thing fires out as smoothly as all of the KENNER missiles do, right? This thing's got a good firing range. And let's check it out against an alien. Yeah, you're going down, pal. Let's see how this goes. What the? It just bounced off. Okay, one more time. Again? Man, what are these missiles good for? I mean, seriously. Now, the one truly show-stopping aspect of this figure is its glow-in-the-dark feature. Alright, this thing looks stunning, mainly because you're getting so much quality. Almost the entire figure is blanketed with glow-in-the-dark parts. Now, what's really taken me aback is the fact that the glow-in-the-dark feature is really bright and strong. This figure is like almost 30 years old now, and it's still glowing so brightly. Now I'm hoping that this thing shows up very clearly on the video, but let's not forget that the accessories glow in the dark as well. Alright, the spears that this thing comes with also have the glow feature, and it looks stunning. But what I thought was really impressive and a sign of sheer commitment to this toy's functionality is the fact that the separate missile launcher accessory also has a glow-in-the-dark section, and it's actually the tab that you press on to launch the spears. And that just means that the toy makers wanted to make it possible for kids to be able to locate the firing button in the dead of night, alright? And to be able to launch the spears in total darkness. Man, how cool is that? So with all that going for it, I'm sure you can see why the Stalker Predator makes it to my list as one of the best glow-in-the-dark action figures of all time. Okay guys, so that's the video. I hope you enjoyed this look at KENNER's classic Stalker Predator action figure. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content. Thank you and take care.